Many thanks, Shrini, for joining us. GFF has been at the center of fintech innovation, all of that, and so many spokesperson have been here. You yourself said that it's such a grand affair out here today. GFF, what for you was the biggest theme, and what agenda, what engagements have you had here so far?
I think one of the biggest takeaways I could get from being here is the amount of interest, the amount of demand, the amount of talent that India has, and how fintech is going to play a massive role, not just for the consumers and not just for the population, but also for the creators, the entrepreneurs. There's just so much enthusiasm over here. It's overflowing, and of course having it in such an amazing convention center like this that wasn't there 3-4 years ago. It's just a testament to the high quality of entrepreneurs, investors, and general ecosystem as a whole. We started Upstox and came here almost 12-13 years ago. Fintech wasn't even a buzzword at that, right? And to see going from there to what we have here, I think it's just been phenomenal.
Let's talk a little bit about Upstox and dive right in and talk about where the company is at this point. You've already broke even. In 2023, the company has reached that benchmark, 1,000 crores, I believe, right? So from here, what's the next benchmark for Upstox? What's your user base like? What's the strategy going to be going forward?
So we've been profitable for over 4 or 5 quarters, and we plan on staying to be profitable moving forward. We've recently hit 10 million users on our platform, and our goal has always been getting to 100 million users. And that's something that we think that will be something that will enable all of India to participate in the capital markets, in India's growth. We think that India is one of the decadal countries for the next 1 or 2 decades that's going to continue growing. And true success of that is there when everyone owns a part of that wealth and that success that's going to be created, right? So what we're looking to see is how do we grow tenfold from here? And that's going to require out-of-the-box thinking. That's going to require a lot of new strategies. That's going to require a lot of collaboration with everyone out there. And the future may look completely different than what it is today, just like how today look completely different than where we were 10 years ago.
So is it going to be tenfold from 1,000 crore benchmark that you've already achieved, and that's given you a break-even status already?
Yeah, we haven't really figured out whether the revenue target needs to be tenfold, but our larger goal is to get the nation to invest, right? And not everyone is going to come and necessarily buy stocks per se, but at the very least they should be doing something with their money, right? Even if it's as simple as putting it into an FD, right, or putting it into an ETF or mutual fund that's low cost or super easy to use and repeatable. Those are the kind of habits that we're looking to build, right? And maybe the revenue profile won't be the same, but that's okay. Larger picture is how do we grow from 10 million to 100 million users?
And speaking of growth, there's a lot of competition for you already. Zerodha has 13 million users, I believe, and you have 10 million. So, I mean, that's neck-to-neck competition there. They don't believe in marketing. What's Upstox's strategy there in terms of grabbing more users on the platform?
So, look, competition is always welcome. I think if you look at other places in terms of the US and everything, there's a lot of brokers that come in, a lot of discount brokers that came in. But that didn't mean that someone else got extinct, right? Naturally, what was there was that there was just so much demand from the users for more products, differentiated products, niche products, that someone else had to come and fill in that void, right? So I believe the same story is there for India. If we need to go from, our 30 million, 40 million demat account holders to much, much more, you need more people to come in there and fill the void that's in there, right? So we're excited about that. We're positive on that sense. Our strategy has always been, not just providing a platform where you go and buy and sell, but a platform where you can discover what to invest in, what is your goal in terms of to grow wealth, and how we can help you achieve there, right? So one of the largest questions that we get is, how do I invest, right? Like, the people want to invest, but they don't know where to put their money in, right? So answering that question is much more than just building software. And some of the places that we found some success in this is online classes and offline educational seminars to teach people how to do that.
So if we talk about the broad themes, equity, derivatives, commodities, F&O, among that, which are the biggest trends, and what sort of trends have you noticed through Upstox as a platform?
We've seen big uptick in options trading and turnover, and we're also seeing a slowly resurgence back in equity deliveries also.
What's the size and scale of the AUM that Upstox has seen so far?
I don't have the exact numbers, but we've seen, in terms of equity delivery, we've been seeing a gradual recovery. There was a slight dip in the middle about last year, but now we're seeing people come back to the market, and people are investing in a much more healthy way, right? So rather than just buying things one time, they're choosing to get on SIP mode, right? So they realize that it's not important when to buy into the market, it's more important that you are buying into the market, right? So you're doing it systemically, you're compounding and growing wealth. So that's some of the better trends that we've seen in the past year.
Right. If we speak of, Zerodha is now very soon going to start. They've got a SEBI. They're in talks with SEBI for managing more AUM going forward. Are you also looking at growing your business on those lines?
Definitely. I think in terms of when we look at what our first focus is the customer, right? What does a customer want? And from that, we want to be able to guide our business decisions, right? So we've noticed that even though that we are an investing company, a lot of times our customers also want other products under the same umbrella, right? So we recently launched sovereign gold bonds. We're going to launch other fixed income products soon. And beyond that, we do have interest in terms of customers saying, can you get me a better performing AMC, something that's better than that's out there in the market, or can you get something that's a little bit more custom or tailor fit for me, right? So along those lines, we're also looking to see how we can get into that space. We have deep background in terms of research. We do that on a regular basis.
So how soon can we see Upstox coming up with an AMC just on the lines of Zerodha?
So we're taking our time with it. We're probably a year away or so, because when we do it, we want to come out in a way that's differentiated from the market. So we're probably a year away from it or so.
In terms of raising capital, is there any need for Upstox? Could it be, probably going public or raising more funds? What's the status on that front?
So we've been, like I mentioned, we've been profitable for the last 4 or 5 quarters, and we want to stay profitable. We're not actively looking to raise funds. And yes, I mean, we do have plans to go public in the next few years or so.
What could be the timeline in terms of years?
We haven't gotten back. It's not immediate anytime. But probably a couple years down the line is something we're looking at. I think eventually we do want people to have the option to invest in our company, just like we allow people to invest in other companies through us. So that is definitely there on the line.
But 2027 or 30 sometime?
2030 seems a bit far, but maybe 2027 to be honest. Yeah.
Many thanks. It was great talking to you.
Thank you. Likewise, you too.